Okay, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a little update with a little bit of trumpet content, maybe some let me think. Trumpet modification geekery type content. So stay tuned to watch that and see what we're talking about. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Hit the like button if you do like this video. If you don't like the video, then well, I'm sorry about that. I can't really do much about it. If you're here by accident on this channel, it's about trumpet stuff. And recently, there's been a lot of content about my teeth. These guys, specifically the two middle one. And that's what I'm going to start off today. So I had a checkup today with the fantastic Dr. Gregor. And I'm going to try and share the video. I was going to save it for something else, but I got him to pretty much do the hermetic seal exercise. Just to give him an idea of what it feels like on the face, because we've gone through months of pretty heavy dental work and talking about everything, being a trumpet player and getting your front teeth removed, your skull drilled, screws screwed in, bone marrow put in, blah blah blah, all so that I can hopefully play trumpet for a long time. And I realised the other day when I was out for a run, he really doesn't have any perspective in terms of what that feels like. So, will I put the video in or not? Don't know. It's quite funny anyway. And then towards the end of the little video, I ask him, I said, so what do you think? And he says, well, I'm not really worried about the implants. And I'm thinking, oh no. Basically, we are, let me think, February, March, April, May, June, kind of 5.5 months from getting my original teeth pulled out and the titanium screws implanted. And 3 weeks ago, I had the actual crowns attached to the screws. They are mechanically attached. Wasn't sure about how that'd be, but they're actually torqued on to the screws that are in my head. I wasn't sure if it was compression fitting or glue or whatever, but they're actually torqued on, and everything appears to be fine. One of the things we looked at today after a visit with a hygienist last week is how to maintain these bad boys and the screws and the gum area around. So there is a little bit of inflammation up here that I notice when I'm playing, but I'm noticing a few other things as well. And that was one of the things we chatted about today, is that because usually trumpet players, brass players who do this for a career, or even anyone who's invested in a lot of time in arting a craft as a hobbyist or whatever, a professional musician or semi-pro, doesn't really matter. Then we're probably generally a little bit more attuned to what's going on with our mouth, our teeth, our lips, or maybe our ear as well, all that type of things, and our ears as well. So he was saying, that might be just a level of I suppose awareness that I have that other people maybe just wouldn't have. So that's going to be quite interesting to see how that develops. And he said himself, be interesting to see where we are 6 months down the line. So through dental hygiene, I've got a little bit of inflammation here to take care of. So remember to brush your teeth. Mouthwash if you do. I occasionally use a little bit of oil pulling to just try and get all the bacteria nice and happy and settled. But started doing a lot of flossing. It's quite weird to floss all the way over. I'm looking at the card of the video here. All the way over the top of the tooth into actually where the screw fits in there, because technically there's gum sitting against the top of this fake tooth. So even though there's not really anything there in terms of space and the gum's flush against the tooth, little bits of food and things still get in there. And of course that's how we get gingivitis and gum issues and everything else. You've got to get in there and clean it all. So that's really interesting. I got all that stuff from the orthodontist. I haven't really done much flossing because I always kind of had a degree of discomfort with flossing because my teeth are really, really close together. I think probably from just the way things had evolved. So yeah, pretty much everything's on track and really just keeping an eye on what's going on there. Playing wise, I had a pretty heavy Motown gig on Saturday night. I got everything. Everything was there. And I think it's a testament to a few things. The work that Gregor and New Life Teeth have done to ensure that I have got as, I suppose, ready as possible to go, dental setup to allow me to start rebuilding, etc. That's been amazing. It's like they've put so much consideration and honesty as well, and into the process I've been through, that it's really given me confidence in getting the instrument back on the face. It was like about 10 days after the actual implants went in, Gregor said, have you played yet? Have you tried playing? And I was thinking, well, I didn't know I could. So all the way through that period with the temporary bridge, just getting a buzz going, just getting the muscles just responding a little bit to an airstream has been fantastic. And over the past 3 weeks, I can't remember if I did a video or not now. So June 12th was the final fit day. 13th, I had the flugelhorn on my face. 14th, pretty full on flugelhorn jazz gig. Thursday, so that's the 15th, running through some charts for the next gig that I was doing, just getting the chops in the best places possible for Federation of the Disco Pimp. And then bit of time off that, coming away, and every day just feeling as though stuff is just like knitting a little bit closer together. There's so many moving targets in terms of the feelings that I've got going on here. How the dental setup is reacting to my tongue position and the air that I'm using, how the lips feel against the teeth. So this is all like while I'm playing, etc. I've got all this stuff going on in my head. How's my sound? Using the tuner loads and loads and loads, just to make sure that I'm hitting note centers. If I'm moving around, why are certain notes not in pitch, etc. Yeah, it's a trumpet, we get that, but all these little things, and then gradually trying to build towards every day. It's like, can I do a performance? How's my stamina doing? So relatively full on function set tomorrow night. It's not just Brown Eyed Girl anymore. There's like live Justin Timberlake charts. There's obviously all the Superstition and I Wish and everything else that you get at function gigs nowadays. But the spread of work is pretty full on, and it's building more and more and more. So while I don't feel as though I'm playing catch up, I'm certainly still practicing and a mind to get stronger, and with a mind to be as protective as what's going on here as possible. Because in terms of, I suppose, the gum structure and everything else around this implant site, even though it was 5.5 months ago when all that was done, it's still all rebuilding. There's still a risk of me overdoing things and potentially causing myself some like serious grief. I'm not doing that. I'm very confident I'm not doing that, because on a day by day basis, things are improving, things are getting stronger, and I think that goes that goes without being said. What am I trying to say here? Basically, if you're a trumpet player and stuff's getting worse, then something's wrong. No matter if you've had your teeth pulled or not. I'll have to maybe edit that bit out. Maybe do one of those. Yeah. Anyway, so the geekery trumpet gear stuff. Right, so some of you may have seen, and I've shared a little bit already, that, well, I really should have edited this and thought this out first. I have got myself a large bore Strad, which I'm a bit of a fanboy of, to be honest. And it's a 25G. So if any of you know your back Strads, that's a standard bell that comes with the back Strad. The G denotes a gold brass bell. So no, it doesn't have gold in it, but it's got a higher copper content, and it does give it a golden coppery colour. This one's lacquered. I don't know if you can see the kind of general slight change in colour there from the regular bell, from the colour of the bell to the main brass body. You can see really well there that the lacquer's in an absolute shocking state. And the bell's not fantastic either. It's got issues, but it's not the bad, and the compression's really, really fantastic on it. So what's the geekery stuff? Well, this trumpet is going to be getting modified bit by bit. I had hoped to have the horn stripped by now and an Amado water key put on the tuning slide. It's not happened for a few reasons. I'd also hoped to be saving up for and have the pennies put aside for a new lead pipe. More on that later. Well, not in this video, a different video. But the lawnmower broke, and then few days ago, I parked my car in the back of an Audi, and it turns out that Audis stop faster than Vauxhall cars, so I'm not very chuffed about that. Don't know whether it'll be repaired or not, or whether it's going to be written off. Big sad face. Really, really like the car, and it's just one of those things. It happens, it's like we move on. Nobody was hurt. Main thing. That's it. Cars can be replaced at expense, and we move on. And trumpet projects have to go on hold. However, I already had this next modification. So this next modification, most of you are probably more than aware of, and this is called, see if we can get the camera, what? A Denis Wick tone ring. Let's see how close, let's see if we can get this in focus. I've got it in I've got an autofocus. Here's the thing. Gonna have to edit this out.
A few moments later.
There we go. Okay, get the focus back. Right, so who's Denis Wick? Denis Wick is a mouthpiece maker essentially. Don't know if they ever got around to doing instruments, but if you are a brass bander or yeah, mostly brass bands, you'll be familiar with Denis Wick for the mouthpieces. Standard brass band cornet mouthpiece forever has been Denis Wick 4B, and everyone played in 4Bs, usually in a bass and horn or a boozy and hawk's horn, cornet or brass instrument, and that's pretty much it. And everyone sounded great, and that's the sound of British brass bands. Anyway, they came out with this thing called the tone ring. I still don't know why or how, but some people swear by them. And I used it off and on my Yamaha LA that I had many moons ago. And I used it on various other horns and this and that and everything else. And then I tried it on my Shilky and it just killed it. It just absolutely destroyed the blow of my Shilky V1, which is quite a locked-in horn. And the best way that I can describe about this tone ring, what it does is, it adds a little bit of mass to the third valve. So there's our third valve there, okay? And I'm going to put this on there. And I'm sure many of you have seen this before. And I'm sure many of you are just going to watch this just to see if there's any sound difference. The theory is that if we add a little bit of mass onto the third valve's closest to the bell, and the theory is that it helps focus the instrument. Oh, do it without first, actually. It helps focus the instrument in such a way that the slots become a little bit more even and maybe just get a little bit more energy into the bell. I've not done loads of history on the actual, research on the theory of it, but I think that idea of a little bit of mass towards this end of the trumpet may even be as the vibrations coming in through the lead pipe and down here. It helps focus them through the valve body, catches that because they're bracing either side of the valve body. I don't know. So this is, I'll do some stuff first of all without the tone ring on. Switch mics. And I'm trying to play something equally flamboyant and varied with the tone ring on. I've already got an idea in my head about which one I'll prefer, because when it comes down to it, you may not actually perceive any difference from your end, which is an important thing. Come back to that in a second. Anyway, so I think it works for some reason on this instrument, which is a large bore instrument, and large bore instruments are often a broader sound, not necessarily a dark sound, but a broader sound. So when you find large bore instruments being played in big band situations, they won't always be on the lead player, because that focused sound, I'm not saying it needs a smaller instrument or a smaller belled instrument. Incidentally, the 25 is quite a focused bell, so it actually quite works quite well. But quite often lead players need compact, efficient setups. What I feel that the tone ring brings to this particular horn is a little bit more energy into the bell. And why that is good from my point of view, like we're saying, is that you might not notice any difference whatsoever. From my point of view, that means I feel as though I have to put less energy into the instrument to get that sizzle. That's one of the key components of, I think, why a lot of brass players kill themselves on gigs by blowing too hard. They're trying to bring that relationship of the sound that they don't have closer to them by tanking the horn and getting it big. If you can get that energy to happen closer to you with less energy, then it's a lot more efficient. So I'm going to leave that there regarding the tone ring. I'm going to leave it on the large board, just on the Strad just now. I'm going to do some work with it. I'm going to use this tomorrow night. I normally would use the shell key on a lot of those gigs because it just cuts through so easy. But I do want to start using this horn for section work because I think it blends really, really nice with trombones. I feel that the B1 is the best trumpet in the world for particular lead settings, or when you really, really need either a strident or focused solo voice to really, really stand out. There's something about the back sound that just has that fatness, and you just got to listen to like Jerry Hay or Gary Grant, whatever, who were back players for years. It just does that thing. So that's it. A little tiny bit of geekery, and I hope you can hear that this is all starting to come together. Just messing around there, being able to play freely throughout ranges, etc., without having to overly be cautious about what I'm doing. The range is coming back, the stamina's coming back. I really am trying to work on a lot more rounded playing, etc. And hopefully that'll become apparent over the next few videos. I don't really have a plan for what's going on over the summer, getting back into playing, obviously, and there's quite a few gigs on the way. So really, I'm just making sure that I can do the work that I've got to do to the best level that I can. And that's it. There probably won't be many more toothy updates unless something goes absolutely horrifically wrong. So let's fingers crossed that doesn't happen. And for now, that's all. There's some editing required in this video because, well, I made an absolute mess of it in places, but you won't know that. So for now, that's all, folks. As always, don't forget to practice. Stay safe, stay smart. Again, please subscribe if you haven't done. Hit the like button. Comments always welcome, and feel free to share and ask questions. Keep them clean. Okay, that's it. I'm getting out of here. Take care. See you soon. Bye.